What's going on, Movementers? Welcome to episode number 11.
Yay!
It's amazing. We're at our 11th episode of Storytime, and I still got something to talk about.
That's crazy. I'm not surprised.
I know. It's either I have something to talk about or, I'm just going to keep rambling because I talk too much.
You like that old dude at the barbershop. Always got a story to tell.
Yeah, back in my day, I used to wear an onion on my belt. She's looking at me like, this dude's crazy. So guess what, Jenny? We had Longside Day.
I know, I was there.
I know. You were there, and you were there.
That looks awesome. And Toto was there too.
Yeah. And then that good-looking man right there on that camera, he was there too. And guess what? We had a good time though. It was a real good time.
It was.
I talked to a lot of the vendors, and I actually shout out to my man Stevie Franks, local rapper from Longside, New Jersey.
That sounds like a rap name.
I know, but it's a cool name. I'm glad that he actually used his name to patent himself. But yet the hat that I got right here is one of his hats.
It's cool.
I know. Can you see what it says?
Morals over money.
Yes. That was one of his albums that came out.
I like
that
it.
he did. Shout out to Stevie Franks. He's doing this thing out there though. He not only he's doing the music, he's been doing the graphic design he's been doing that as his one of his main businesses out there. And the art of like I said, graphic design. Also he's doing his own merchandising, the morals over money, everything. And then he got his own t-shirts out here. I bought one of his t-shirts. See, I actually like the old garden color because mommy in my high school. So shout out to him. I enjoyed the conversation that we had today. So everything was cool. Was talking to him again. I remember when I first made music with him a long time ago, when he was really young, and we was just talking about he still has that track. So it was awesome. Cool. So it was real awesome talking to him. Really good inspiration. Proud of him, you know what I mean? Proud of my brother too, because not only, like I said, Steve's doing his thing, my brother's doing his thing as well. Got his album coming out. And, I'm wearing his t-shirt as well. Can't just wear other people's stuff, but, I gotta wear the label's t-shirts as well. So shout out to my brother making out his merchandising as well.
Yep.
So he got a cool little shirt with the Salvation Records logo on it. Also got other stuff online at Salvwreck, SALVWRECK.com. So, so just check us out. Or check out the website, check out Steve Franks. He's over there. You see him on YouTube. He got his own channel up there on YouTube as well. So check him out. So, but so let's get back to the topic at hand. So I promised last week I was talking about a story about my dad, and I was gonna promise y'all a story about my son. My son was Eli, and one of the best stories of my middle child Eli was when he was born. Back when it was 2013. He was born in August 2013. But the funny thing was he actually was not supposed to be born in August. He was supposed to be born in September. And it was crazy. What was his day? What was his due date originally was supposed to be?
You want to know something funny?
What's that?
It would have been Jerry's birthday.
Really? So Jerry's birthday, which was September 29th, was supposed to be Eli's birthday.
Yep, because you kept saying he better not be late because they he'll fall right into October.
Yeah, because that's my month. You can't have my month. I'm the only one in October. I get jealous if you have a birthday in my month. She's just looking at me like that. But anyway, yeah, so Eli was supposed to be born in September. And it was funny too because my wife, she was 8 months pregnant. So we was going near to the end of the pregnancy. And it was a Saturday. I remember it clear as day because I had a route up in North Jersey. So, you know, I went to work and I went to grab my route and everything. Shot up to North Jersey. And I remember when I went up there, I went to the ShopRite and the receiver up there, up in North Jersey, he's real cool. Like, me and him known each other for almost over a decade now. To the point, shout out to him too. I can't say his name, but shout out to him too, because he used to give me baseball cards. So like, that's how cool we were, you know. It's kind of cool like having a relationship like that with people who you hardly see, but it was good enough for, you know, that we can act like we're friends, like not only like just colleagues at work, but we're friends. So reason why I say that is because during the whole course of your pregnancy, Jenny, he kept asking about you. How's the baby? You know what I mean? Is the baby doing well? And I was like, yeah, you know, the baby's doing good. Everything's good. And like, I kept seeing him over the course of your pregnancy. Yeah. So this the one day, which was, you know, August the 3rd, you had a month to go. So I went to work, had the same guy, made the delivery. And the funny thing was, just when I got done the delivery, he was like, yo, so how's the wife doing? You know what I mean? How's the baby doing? I said, oh man, got one more month to go. I was like, you got one more month to go. And he was like, cool, man. For, you know, he says, take it slow, because every time we make a delivery, he always says, take it slow, and I always tell him, keep it 100. So we do a little dab and we go out the door. So I'm walking out to the truck, and when I was walking out to the truck, all of a sudden I pulled off the dock. I just pulled off the dock. I get a phone call, and I'm thinking it's probably you know, just to check in to see how I'm doing. Because props to you, you always check to see how I'm doing. Even like today, you always check to see how I'm doing. And when I looked at the phone, it wasn't you, it was Mom. Yeah. So I answered, I said, what's going on? Because my mom she don't ever call me unless if it's something important. So when I saw it on, I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, something happened to Pop, you know what I mean? Because, you know, Pop's health is going, you know, in and out of good and bad, you know what I mean? And she goes, oh, yeah, I just want to tell you that your wife is in labor. And I'm like, what? And it was crazy, because I was like, I just was talking to my man about, you know, I got one more month before Eli is born. I said, you know, gotta get prepared, you know what I mean? To like what? So I was like, okay. So she's like, yeah, where you at? So I'm like, I'm in North Jersey. I'm not even back to Philly yet, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know, I don't know what to do, because, you know, when Sammy was born, I was home, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know,
he was due.
Right. So I was actually home, and I was, you know, there to be, you know, for him. But this one, I was on the road, so I didn't know what to do. So I was like, all right, hold up. So I believe I called you after that. I said, because I asked you, like, how far along are you? Is it like, you know, straight up emergency time? And
my bag, my water had ruptured, so pretty much I was leaking out.
Wow. Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, you're not, like, checked me, because I felt like a constant leakage when I went to the doctors. They looked, and they were like, yeah, you're not leaving.
Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, that's when I called you, and I was like, I said, what do you want to do? Like you want me to just bring the truck back? Because I still have one more stop to go. And you was like, no, it just happened. And, you know, I guess based upon the spirits with Sammy, we thinking we got plenty of time, because Sammy took a while.
36 hours in labor.
And that's why I'm glad I'm not a woman. Because that would freak me out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That would freak me out. Shout out to all women having baby. I can't do that. I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that at all. So yeah. So you told me, you was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to, you know, I'm staying at the hospital. Just go ahead and finish your route.
Yeah, because that was barely a centimeter.
Right. You was 1 centimeter. So I said, okay. So now I went and started racing to the next stop, and which was my last stop. And it's funny too because like it was another shot, right? And like during the rules of delivery is most of these like accounts, if is one vendor, like whoever gets there first get the delivery. However, if the store itself has a delivery, like ShopRite has truck shows up, he gets to bump everybody. So regardless if you're next in line, if it's ShopRite or like a Giant or whatever truck shows up, they can bump you off. So just so happens when I got there, I believe Pepsi was in the dock and I was supposed to be next, but all of a sudden when I got there, it was like 2 ShopRite trucks following right behind me, and I was like, crap, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, oh man, I can't. I was like, what? Like of all times, this to happen, I'm like, now I'm gonna get delayed, you know what I mean? Because 2 ShopRite trucks came in. So like I walked into the store, and props to the receiver there. Like I'm cool with him too. It's, you know, it pays to be cool with everybody. You know what I mean? And I saw him, and I was like, he's like, yo, what's going on? I said, my wife is in labor. And he goes, what? So, and it was like, and everybody was like, what? He's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? I said, my wife told me, like, just to get the deliveries done. And you know what I mean? And it was like, you know, you know, but this happened, so I don't know what to do. So then the receiver, and take props to the 2 ShopRite guys, they went, nah, you going in next. They was like, you going next. So Pepsi ran, like props to him too. Pepsi ran, pulled the truck off the dock, and the receiver, he was like, yo, just drop the stuff in the trailer. Drop the stuff in the trailer, and I'll start scanning it. You know what I mean? And I was like, cool. Like, you know, like he was like, it was like boom, boom, boom. And I think I had like 14 pounds worth of product. So I was like knocking it off, and he was scanning it, and like I was checking it while I was doing it, because I'm fast at checking the product. So I went out there, he already stabbed me. Like usually that place, at that specific place, it's like it takes me like an hour. I was in and out of that store like 30 minutes. It was amazing. So everybody's like, yeah, congratulations, go. Like, you know, like it was as if we like robbing the bank, like go. He's coming. So I ran into the truck. I'm running. Like, all right, gotta go. Pull off the truck, and I made a bad mistake. So like what it was, I could either go 2 ways to get back to Philadelphia. I could have gone like 295 to go back to like South Jersey, and can cut over this to 73 and go right back to Philly that way. Or I can hit 95, like cut through Trenton and hit 95, and then hit 95 back to Philadelphia. Unfortunately, I picked I-95. That was my biggest mistake. Got on I-95, I shot through Philly like I am gunning. But then my boss is calling me, because I believe you called my boss too. I forgot the...
I called, who was it? I called the front.
Yeah, because shout out to my boss, Will. It was like, he called me, he was like, yo, what you doing? Like, get over here, you know what I mean, get back here. And I was like, nah, because before that, I was like, nah, my wife said she's cool. So then, like I said, I shot down 95. I was good all the way from where I was in North Jersey until I got to the borderline of Philadelphia. And at that section right there, there's always construction. There was a car pileup right in the construction zone on I-95, right in that construction zone in Philadelphia. I was stuck on that road for 4 hours. It was terrible. Like, it was like, I was like, why? Of all times for you to do this, you did this now. And I was like, you know, so like, I'm like, you gotta be kidding. So like, it was like moving like a snail. And like, it was like, I believe it was like 4 lanes at that point, but 3 of them was blocked. And it was so bad to the point that throughout the construction zone, people were getting out of their cars, hopping over the little railway construction to use the porta potties on the road. Like, this was insane. It was crazy. I've never seen that in my life where, like, in the middle of you know, either a traffic jam or an accident, people were actually getting out their cars and using the porta potty. Like, that is crazy to me. So I get there, I'm like, come on, I gotta go. My son's being born. And I believe I called you. He was like, yeah, but I still like, I think he was like
3
centimeters or something like that. So he was like, I'm good. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there. I got back, it was like late afternoon, right? So I'm running. And my boss like, hurry up, just like, give me the paperwork, I need the paperwork. I was like, all right, I'll strip the truck, cause like, we gotta strip the truck. All of a sudden, I get a call from my mom. And I said, no, I called her, I said, yeah, she's at 3 centimeters when I got there, cause I remember that. I called her. She's like, yeah, she's still 3 centimeters. So it only took me like 5 minutes to strip the truck. She hits me up again and goes, oh yeah, she's at 9. I said, what? Like, I'm like, how you get from, like, it was just like, wait, from 3 to 9 in like less than like 5 minutes. Like, are you kidding me? So now I'm booking, cause now I got, like, I'm throwing the paperwork, like I'm running through the warehouse. I threw the paperwork at the desk like it was a football pass, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, and as soon as I got done that, like, I was ready to, like, run. I'm like, I'm coming. As soon as I threw the paperwork, I get a phone call from Mom. I'm hearing, she's like, you hear that? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, oh, I missed my son's birth.
He came on Eli's time.
I'm telling you, I was like, wow. Like, but it was just crazy with from 3 to 9 in less than 5 minutes, thinking like, I got at least a good hour. I can get there in an hour.
You should know how I was feeling, because it was funny, because it was 3 centimeters for hours.
I know.
And then they were like, okay, you're good. And then I was like, okay. So they put in, I had plenty of time to put the
right.
door on everything. And then a friend of mine at the time, she was there and she was like, she was checking because the heart monitor kept moving. She was like, where's his heartbeat? And she kept moving it. And she was like, if we move this any further down, he's out. And then she looked, she's like, oh, wow. And the nurse came in, she was like, oh, you had 9, baby. And then she was like, she ran out to go get the doctor.
While I'm sitting there like stuck on the road, like, come on. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
It was so quick that the nurse had the midwife, not the the midwife jumped in because the doctor had went to lunch.
So she thinking like, the doctor thinking like, you know,
I was gonna be a while, and then they got the doctor back. I felt so bad because he literally was like, he ran
probably
back
had
in.
a sandwich in his hand and everything.
He ran back in.
That was crazy. Yeah, I was like, I could not believe it. Like, I missed it.
2 pushes and he was out.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I was like, so you know, it went from me running to like walking to the car like all sad, like I just lost the Super Bowl, and I get in the car. And I drove there. I'm like, man, I missed my son's birth. But it was cool though, because I'm glad that you had the support that you needed to.
I had a whole bunch of people there. They didn't realize it until like afterwards. Like my family was there. That was that, and my mom had just passed, so I felt her in the room though. Like I felt that she was there.
Because my mom was there.
Yeah, your mom.
And then
was
who
there.
else was there?
It was your mom. It was Carmen.
Carmen, that's what I was the person. Because I'm not, you lied, what, 2 people?
But you know who was also there.
Yeah. And still shout out to her though.
Yeah, like she was wonderful. Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like she.
Yeah, shout out to Shakira. So you know what I mean. So it's like, you know, so I get there and you know,
I didn't know we were able to say her name.
No, it's cool. And like yeah, so I'll get there and it's just like, wow, So now I get to meet this baby boy, and he was a beautiful boy. But the problem was he was born a month premature.
Yep.
And because of that, he had some health problems, so they had to send him to the NICU.
That was the worst.
And it was crazy because all 3 kids, I believe, Sammy was fine. Jerry was
good.
Good. He had only been there for what, a week or something?
No, he was only there for 2 days.
2 days.
And I was there. He came home with us. And the only thing was and don't get me wrong, the NICU unit was wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I said that wrong. It was just being a NICU parent it's a lot.
It was because I seen you was going through it because Eli was in the NICU for over a month, and so he didn't even get to go home. So like I was so worried about it because he was well underweight, and it was just crazy. So like I didn't even want to hold, like I was scared to hold him because I didn't want him to get sick because he was a month premature. And I believe I have a picture on Facebook. Like the first time I held him was about a month into his birth.
Yeah, because I think a couple days after he came out the NICU, he was 1 month.
Yeah, because I believe you put a post up on your Facebook like he finally held his son or something like that. And I had like the shirt on and holding him, and it was just crazy.
But Eli didn't want to be there.
Now
he because he kept ripping stuff off like he wanted to be there.
Yeah, Eli was it was just crazy. Like Eli wanted to come out when Eli wanted to come out. It wasn't even no, you said 9? Nah, we're gonna make it 8. I'm out of here. And it's crazy too because that's just so much of his personality. Because Eli is like he doesn't need to be like around the whole world to be accepted. He is good by himself. Like he'll chill by himself. He'll do everything by himself, and he'll be just fine. And like it was just crazy though. But like it took a month for him to come out, and you know it was just a blessing. Even though I never got to see him actually be born, he's definitely the most memorable childbirth out of all 3 of them. But it was just crazy though. And you know, I hope like when he gets older, he'll be able to watch the joy, even though I wasn't able to see him actually be born. Unlike the other 2, I was there. But I just want him to know, like Eli, he was amazing, even when you were born. And like I love you, and you don't know how much joy you bring to me. I know you have things going on with you that the Lord has shown me that, you know what I mean, is that Lord has shown more about myself through you probably the most because of all the care that you need. And it's just like, you're just a blessing, man. And I hope you see this regardless of how old you get, that, you know, I love you and you're just an amazing kid. And I hope you do well with everything that goes on in your life, because you are a force. Because just by you saying, I want to be here now, you just caused the whole world to move according to how you responded in life. So
came out when he wanted to come out.
You are a force, my man. You are a force. So that's it. And like I said, I have many stories as a dad. I'm sure I'm gonna go there as time, you know, say more stories, more fun stories, you know, as time moves on. But I'm just gonna go ahead and let y'all go now. Thank y'all for listening. Stay tuned, stay alert, and remember, you are the movement. And just enjoy the precious moments you have with your children. Even if you don't have children, you know somebody that did have children. Just enjoy the moments, man, because it might not be something that, you know, you think that's like, you know, like you think that's, you know, it's not going to be monumental in your life, but trust me,
it's life-changing.
It is life-changing. So be blessed out there. All right, get going. See you later.